Okay, now you have to, yes, I'm creating a separate project here. So I created this. So very easy. I mean, Django is very simple if you understand. To understand the Django, first of all, you should be very good in HTML, no, Python. If you know Python, you can understand. If you don't know Python, yes or no? Compulsory, you should know Python, not HTML. That is front end, right? Because here we are developing which code? Back end code. So if you are good in Python and good in writing functions and classes, then easily you can write it. Understood? Right. So how many days we completed till now? We started on 30th May. Yes, 30th May means almost 1st June. Okay. 1st June. Today is what? 11th July. Yes. So Sundays. Remove the Sundays. Okay, right? So how many days completed? 25. 25 to 30 classes, sir. Yes or no? You can become a master in 25 days, sir. You'll master in 25 days, sir. No, no. So how many days you learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript? 25 days, sir. HTML's 2 months. 2 months or more than 2 months, sir. Yes. HTML, CSS. After all, HTML, CSS, you have taken how many days? 2 months. But this is what? Backender, front end, backend. So it will take some time. Then it will take some time, or it will be completed in one week or 10 days. No. How many days you learn NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib? 3 months, 2.5 months, 2.5 months or more than, right? It is, what is NumPy, Pandas? You learn only libraries. Library functionality, which method is used for? Are you build anything or used all the things? Are you build or used? Used. You have not written anything, right? Are you written anything? Are you written anything or use? Use. कौन सा method किसके लिए? Which method is used for what? Yes or no? Are you written any logic? Are you written any logic in Pandas? Are you written any logic or used? Used. That's it. But here, are using or writing? Writing. Huh? Using or writing? Writing. So writing means, will it take time? Yes. Lot of things you have to learn. Okay, no problem. So we'll see all the things in detail. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. So DJANGO, create a project. DJANGO admin. What you'll write here? Start project. So if you want to become a full stack Python developer, so compulsory you should have a knowledge of Django, na? Yes, you should have a compulsory knowledge of Django. If you don't have a Django, then you cannot apply as a full stack developer. You'll become off stack developer. Off stack developer. Off stack means you know only half of the knowledge. Okay, everything off knowledge. Huh? You will not become a full stack developer. So full stack developer or even the Django or backend is very much useful. So HTML, CSS is creative thinking, right? So and backend is logic and creativity. Creativity means now without HTML, can I develop a front end? Can I develop by using any IDs? Yes. You open MS Word and drag and drop. Open MS Word and drag and drop all the things. Then will it create a your document is converted to what? HTML page. Have you tried? Have you tried or not tried? You have to try. Lot of editors are there. Okay, right? No. Actually, see, now full stack means combination of front end and back end. WordPress, yes, WordPress you can use it. Very good. WordPress. Using WordPress also you can build a website, static website with zero knowledge. But back end, no, you cannot do it. Compulsory you should have a knowledge. Getting or not? Okay. So full stack development is a combination of front end and back end. Front end and back end. But in between you have one module. What is that? Data science module. And that is a module required only for the people, those who want to move towards the data science. Otherwise, full stack developer not required pandas numpy. Are using numpy pandas here? Are using or not using? Not using. You're not using numpy and what? Pandas. No, you're not using here. Getting on that. Okay, so if you want to build, yes, you are not using anything here. It is a combination of only a front end and back end. Now you have a different roles, Python job roles. Python job roles are there. So you learn these skills. If you learn these skills, now see here, how to become a Python developer. What do you need to know? Core Python, Django, Flask, SQL, and Git. And which companies uses this? Web development companies. Service as a yes, software as a service, and one more is a startups. And next is if you want to become a data analyst, then you require this. If you want to become a data analyst, what you require? Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, SQL, Excel, Power BI. You require Power BI and all the things. Then you can go as which one here? Data analyst. But by data analyst, you should have a which knowledge? Which knowledge you should have a business knowledge. Domain knowledge is required here. Domain knowledge is required. All the people cannot become a data analyst. You are an engineer, right? You are a computer science engineer. You have a domain knowledge of finance. Huh? You don't have knowledge on finance or retail or healthcare or what? Research. Then can you apply as a data analyst? Huh? No. So who can apply this? Who is having complete domain knowledge? For example, MBA person is there, MBA finance. He can apply as a financial analyst. MBA sales or marketing. Now he can apply as a data analyst. But as a fresher level, now getting into this field is very difficult. But if you have a domain knowledge, then getting into this field is very easy. Understood? So you should not learn just like that. Some people they ask in the demo class, I have a 5 years gap, 4 years gap. I want to move to Python. I'll say, no, don't come to Python. Because you have a 5 years gap. How you show the 5 years gap? 5 years gap, 10 years gap. He's in some other field. Now you want to switch to what? software industry. Yes, I can tell learn Python and go to data science. But if I tell like that, I'm telling some false things, right? Okay, right. So I don't want a person should waste his money. Yes or no? Huh? So I'll tell him like do Python and go to data science. After doing Python, when he go to data science, he'll find somewhat difficult because what is doing data science he doesn't know, and he doesn't know why he can become a data scientist or not. Yes or no? Suppose 2 years gap, 3 years gap, 4 years gap. I'll tell only one thing: you learn anything, but you should manage with the projects. 4 years means you have to put 4 years projects, 4 years experience, and they'll say, okay, but is it required to learn coding perfectly? Means I'll tell only one thing: when you put a 4 years experience, they don't ask anything related with coding. They'll ask complete things related with your projects. How you develop project, what technologies used, that is very important. They don't ask you a coding like write a prime number or even number after 4 years also. They'll ask no. They ask complete related with your project. If you're putting experience of 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, your concentration is on projects. And that complete project knowledge you should have it, not coding, not coding. Okay, right? So data analyst is there. Now these are the skill sets. You learn the skill sets here. How many roles are there? How many roles are there? This many jobs are there in Python. 20 jobs are there. But now you should know which skills you should learn. Which skills you should learn. Which skills you should learn, right? See here, web scraping. This is very much topmost skill. This is required by most of the companies. Web scraper. You should learn these libraries. If you learn these libraries, then you can become what? Web scraper. Okay, right? DevOps engineer. So again, required which one? Python scripting. But you have to learn first DevOps. Then you can go for automation in cloud structure and deployments, right? In the same way, automation engineer, in the same way, web developer. Now, this is only backend. And this is machine learning engineer. Now, developing and deploying machine learning models. Now, you are building some models. You build some models by using which algorithms? Machine learning algorithms. So, what are the skills you required? TensorFlow, PyTorch, scikit-learn, Flask, and Fast API. Now, these are the companies uses that. Okay, data scientist. Now, data scientist, you should know building models by using ML, and at the same time, you do some statistical analysis. Now, data scientists must have a knowledge of both data analysis or analytics, as well as you should know which one? AI. That is, which is a subset of this. What is it? Machine learning. Yeah, I'll share this document. You can just go through it, learn multiple skills. Okay, don't learn one skill only. If you learn one skill, getting job is very difficult. Now you learn Django, you know all this, right? Can you apply as a backend developer? Yes, you can apply only as a backend developer, or you can apply as which developer? Python developer. But you know Pandas NumPy. Can you apply as a data analyst? No, you cannot. You cannot apply. You should know SQL, you should know Excel, you should know Power BI, you should know a lot of things to become which one? Data analyst. You should know statistics, all the things. If you know that, then you can develop as a data analyst. Are you develop dashboards, sir? Using Pandas, are you develop dashboards, sir? No. You are not developed. You just call the methods and perform some operations. That is not required, right? Yes or no? So If you want to become a data analyst, you need to add some more skills apart from pandas, numpy, and what matplotlib, right? अरे, that is what. अभी स्टूडेंट का माइंड कैसे लास्ट क्लास में ये पूरा बोलते बोलते हैं, ऐसा और ना, बीच में बोले तो दिस इज द लास्ट क्लास, बीच में नहीं बोलना है इसको, कहाँ पे बोलना है, लास्ट में बोलना है, लास्ट में बोले तो ये एंड ऑफ द क्लास, क्लास इज एंड एंड हिज नेम इज एडमिन, इज एडमिन, व्हाट इज योर नेम हियर, दैट इज व्हाट आई मीन. अभी स्टूडेंट को एक माइंड में सेट हो गया है, क्या बोल के लास्ट में पूरा बोलते, बीच में कुछ नहीं बोलते, सही है नहीं? One student asked the question, I have a 14 backlogs, can I become a developer? What should I say? Is having a 14 backlogs in engineering, and he want to become a Python developer. Can I get a job? Means you will not get a job, you will not marriage also. शादी भी नहीं होता तो जॉब छोड़ दो आप. ऐसे आपको शादी भी नहीं होता, 14 बैकलॉग्स रहे तो बोला, सही है नहीं? शादी होता क्या उसका? 14 बैकलॉग्स. कितने सब्जेक्ट्स है आपको इंजीनियरिंग में? 40, सम 42 और समथिंग है. अभी 14 बैकलॉग है इनको, फिर उसको जॉब मिलता है क्या? जॉब नहीं, लड़की भी नहीं मिलती उसको. व्हाट यार, ऐसा क्वेश्चन है पूछते स्टूडेंट when I start telling something, yes or no? अभी see is having 14 backlogs and is learning Python. अभी Python सीखे उन्होंने क्या करता है? He should concentrate on Python. Backlogs है, backlogs. Some wrong guidance, right? Wrong guidance. Wrong guidance. So that is not good, right? So that is what will happen in demo classes, right? Demo classes. Okay, we can say join, join, join. Everyone will join. But after joining, you should not feel like why I joined. I have a 4 years, right? What I'm learning? I'm learning even number, prime number, and some star sprinting and exception handling. So 4 years, how can I manage with this code? No real time experience, right? So that is what. So you have to develop some projects. It is good, but you have to develop the projects. Without learning code, you cannot develop the projects anyway. Okay, now DJANGO admin start project. But why I showed that document is you have to learn multiple skills, increase your resume skill set. How you improve your skill set? Learning multiple what? Libraries. Python. You know Python. You completed Python, right? Core Python and advanced Python. You know Python language. Then you know how to use libraries. Which libraries? Which libraries for what? If you learn those libraries and functionality, then you can add one more skill set to your resume. Very easy, but you don't think about that. Let me create an object, start project, and this is class-based view project. Class-based view project 1. So class-based view, okay, project 1, right? So in this, create an application, start application 1. I don't know how many of you are practicing. अबे वो भी है, थोड़े लोग महान लोग रहते, they'll come to the classes regularly, but they don't practice. Yes, अबे practice करे तो कुछ हो जाता उसका. If they practice, something will happen. Huh? You have to practice. Yes, you have to practice. If you don't practice, you don't remember. Don't practice after completing the course. If you practice after completing the course, if you have any doubts, nobody will be there. If you do on the same day, if you have any doubts, next day you can ask me. I'll tell you. Yes, sir. No? After completing the course, Acha din Muharat lika nila nikal ke, if you start practicing, you'll get first day only you'll get so many errors. Then that is the last day. That is the first day and that is the last day of practicing. Because once you get the errors, you'll feel frustration, right? And that is the end of the Django. Rest in peace, Django. Khatam. Ho jata. So that should not be done here. You have to practice. कुछ बोले तो आप लोग फील हो जाते यार, इसीलिए कुछ नहीं बोलना आप लोगों को. सुबह सुबह अच्छा आ रहा है आप लोग, बहुत खुशी है मेरे को. सब लोग मगर वैसे प्रैक्टिस करना, वैसे जॉब भी मिलना आपको. यस, राइट. ओके, राइट. ये बोलो तो सुनते हैं यार, मगर सब्जेक्ट बोलो तो नहीं सुन रहे आप लोग. Okay, right. Now just open the view here. So from now you are writing like this, Django dot. What is the name of this here? Core dot views. Now you have to import one class, that is view class. Now this is a view class where I am writing a view, and this is a view. See here, this is a view. Okay, view one. Okay, that is test view. Okay, I just write a name of the view is what? Test view. And this inherit, which class here? View class. See here, what is a function based and class based is? Writing it using function, writing it by using class. What is the advantage of writing a class? Encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance. Okay, right? So encapsulation provides modularity. Okay, and inheritance provide reusability and extensibility. Polymorphism and inheritance provide reusability and extensibility. That is what you have to remember. Okay, na? Right. Then what you have to do? You have to override. Which method I'm overriding? Get method. And get is an instance method. Get is an instance method, and here I'm writing a parameter as what? Request. Now this is which request here? Get request. Now when you're sending a request using which method? Get method, you have to override. Which method? Get method. If you are sending a request by using get method, you have to override which method? Get method. So here I'm just displaying the message, or I can generate a response from DJANGO dot what? HTTP import HTTP response. HTTP response. Now I'm writing a response equal to HTTP response, and here I'm generating. Now this is which request? Get request. Now this is when you're sending a request using which method? Get method. Now this method get executed. Now I just written one view, test view. This is a test view, right? Then after creating this view, okay, I want to call this view. How can I call the view? By defining what? URL. I have to define the path. Where you define the path, just go to urls.py. In urls.py, just say application one dot, okay, views import. What is the name of this? Test view. Test view. And here I'm defining the path. What is the path is? Some test one. Okay, test one comma. What is the name of the view? Test view dot as view. Okay, test view dot as view. Now this is making it as what? Callable. Making this as a callable, right? So after defining this, now go to settings dot py and install the application, because we have not used any database or we have not used any templates. If it is database and templates, then you have to configure. But here I'm not using any database or template, right? So open the terminal here. Now I'm writing a Python manage dot py run server. Okay. All right. What happened? View django dot core. Let's check this. Somewhere mistake here. So generic is one more. Okay. So what happened? So django dot core dot views. We'll just check in documentation. So this is django dot core dot user. So this is having one view class, correct only. So this is called as a generic view. But here I just write only view, right? Yes. Django dot, sir. Yeah. That is django dot core dot generics. Okay. Now here I've done the mistake here. This is which library? This is which library here? Django dot what? Views. Now this is correct only. Django dot core dot Django dot views dot generic. Might be Django dot views dot generic. Generic views are there. Django dot views dot generic. Yes, this is correct only. So these are the two packages. So always I look for core. So but here Django dot views package. Now here I'm trying to import Django dot view class. Fine. So after doing this, okay, right? Yes. So after doing this, now what we have to do is, so run the server here. Okay. Now server is run. Okay. Now what is the name of the URL here? Test1. Oh, test1. Not written the response. Returned or not written? Not written. So we have to return the response. So return which object here? Response object. Yeah. Return the response object and refresh this. And this is which request here? Get request. So whenever you type the URL and press enter, now here it will send the request to the view. Okay, what is the name of the view? It is send a request is, okay, what is the name of the view? Test view. The request is sent to which view here? Test view, right? The request is sent to which view? Test view. And this test view will try to identify the request method is what? Is it a get method or post method? If the request method is a get, then it calls which method? Get method. By sending which object? Request object. It will call the get method by sending which object? Request object. Right? So in the same way, I'm trying to write one more method. What is it? Another method is post method. So there is one more method called which one? Post method. Now this is which request here? Post request. Now you are separating the logic or not? Yes. There is no if and else. There is no if and else. See here. Here you don't have if and else. Okay. Everything is separated. Everything is what here? Separated. There's no if and else. Now what I'm doing is I want to create a template where I want to call I want to call I want to call this view by sending which method? Post method. I want to call this view by sending which method? Post method. Right? So I want to create a template. I want to create a template. I think you understood up to this, sir. What we did? We developed the view. And this view is able to handle how many methods? Two methods. HTTP method, request method, get. And HTTP request method is what? Post. If you send a request by using which method? Get method. So it will call which method? Get method. If you are sending a request by using a post method, then it will call which method? Post method. It will call which method? Post method. Okay, right? Then next is I create a template. Here I create a template. Now this is a templates folder. And within the templates folder, I'm creating a template. Now this is a template here. So assume that some template. So test template dot HTML. Now this is a template where you are submitting the request to which view? Or you are submitting the request to which view? Test view by using which method? Post method. Now here I'm writing a form. Here I'm writing a form and form which one? Action. Now here you have to define the view name. What is the view name? Test one. And then followed by what here? Method. What is the method is? Post. And whenever request method is a post, you have to include. What do you have to include? CSRF. CSRF which one? Token. It is nothing but a key. It is a key. What will happen? See, I said no. CSRF token. This is stands for cross-site request forgery, right? It means when you are, for example, you are doing some operations, you are doing some operation on banking like deposit or withdraw. So suddenly from that page, you move to another website. When you move to another website, it will send whatever cookies are there in the browser, like when you maintain the session, that information might be sent to what? That website. That website, what they can do, they can forger and they can transfer the amount, right? So that can be avoided by using which one? Cross-site request forgery. Understood? By using a token. Okay. So there is no chance of what? There's no chance of what? Forgery, right? CSRF token and then put input type equal to which one? Submit. Input type equal to submit. Okay. Now when you click on this button, the request is sent to which one? Test one. So followed by slash. Okay, slash test one. I said here what? Slash test one, right? Then after that, I should display this template or not? Yes, I should display this template. No. I'm not. I'm not rendering this. I'm not rendering any form. Abhishek, no, you are not rendering any form here. This is your own form. This is your own form. This is your own form. Okay, right? Yes. Now, to display this, I required one view. Here I am writing it only for testing purpose. Now, this is a view which will display what? Template. This view will display what? Template. Template is a server side or not? Yes. You cannot call HTML from browser directly. It has to be rendered by whom? Server as a part of HTTP response. Okay. Now here I'm writing one view. Now this view will display what? Template. Okay. Display. What is this? Template. To this you are sending a request. And what this will do is it will generate a response by saying render request comma. What is the name of the template? Test underscore template dot HTML. And then written what here? Response. Now this will render what here? Template and generate the response. But I'm not sending anything. Now I just write here context. I just write a context parameters as an empty or not? Yes. Context parameters are what here? Empty. Now for this view, you have to develop the URL. For this view, you have to write the URL. Okay, for this view, I'm writing here path, and this is nothing but some test2, comma. Now, what is the name of the template? Display template. Display template. Okay, right? So whenever you call this, okay, display template, import this display template. It means whenever you send a request to the whenever you call the test2, the test2 will render what? Template. And within this template, you have a button. Which button is there? Submit button. When you click on the submit button, the request is sent to which view? Test view. But using which method? Get method or post method? Post method. Using which method? Post method. Now open browser. Now this is a test1. But I'll try to send a request to what here? Test2. We have to define the path. Settings.py and template path. So base directly slash. So what is the name of this is? Templates. So you have to define the template path, right? So I send a request here, test2. Now you have a submit button. When you click on this, oh, slash is not required. Required or not required? Okay. Now here I send a request. Now when you say oh, I said test2 and click on submit test2 slash test1. So what is the template here? Test1. So here you have to send a request to what? Test1, but it is taken as what here? Test2 slash test1 slash action test1 by using which method? Post method. Just so the problem is with the path. Okay, right? So because it should take directly what? Test2. Now this is test2. When you click on the submit, now you can see what is the name of the request is? Post request. It means the request is sent to which one here? Test1. The request is sent to which one here? Test1. And test1, you send a request by using which method? Alright, test1, you send a request by using which method? Post method. If it is a post method, then which logic is executed? Post logic. If it is a get method, which logic is executed? Get logic. But what is a request method is? Post. Then which one is executed? Post is executed. Understood? But here in template, you have to separate with what? Backslash. So this is a backslash which refers to what? Root, and then test one, and then followed by again what? Slash. So whenever you call with slash or not? Yes. Now one view is able to handle how many logics here? Two logics. One is a get and one more is what? Post. Anyway, we'll see more on this, like how to override the methods and how to override some attributes, right? But not today, but we'll see tomorrow, right? So today we'll stop it here and tomorrow we'll continue this, right? Thank you. Yeah, happy birthday, right? Because URL should be end with slash, right? Siddharth, URL should end with a slash. URL should end with a slash. Okay, right? So because of that, you have given slash. Okay. And at the beginning slash, that indicates relative relative path. Means use absolute relative. Means absolute means again you go to root. This indicates root, and from the root you are calling which one? Test, by giving which one? Slash. Okay. Yeah, I'll post it. Interview questions also I'll post. Right?